I just saw this tweet by Gary Tan saying if you need a website, this is the best website creator on the planet. He's hyping it up a lot, and in this video, I wanted to check it out. It's called Ploy, and they just raised $27 million by Y Combinator and First Round. And the founder previously worked at Webflow as the founding CTO. So there is a lot of hype around this product built up from reading these tweets. I'm really excited to check it out. So I just logged in with my seth@nocode.mba email address. So it looks like it might have generated a version of our homepage just based on what is there. And we can see it looked our company up. It created a site preview on the canvas. It pulled up an estimation of our monthly search visits. So it says, okay, getting found in search and AI is where Ploy is going to pay off fastest for us. So Ploy is not only claiming to be a website builder, but also a website builder that helps with getting found in Google search results and ChatGPT AI search. So it says, if I finish slurping no code MBA into Ploy, so your brand and design system are ready to build from. Your interest picks are still live whenever you're ready. All right, first impression right off the bat is this is pretty cool that it was able to set up our design system for us. On the left side, which of these interest you? So getting found in search and AI, recommended, turn more visitors into customers, building on brand pages at scale, improve my site's design. Actually, I like all of those ideas. Well, why don't we start with get found in search and AI? And you can check off more of them. So let me check off actually all of them. I would be interested in all of those potentially. So it looks like it's doing some SEO research first. I saw that it was pulling in data for SEO data, which is actually what I used myself when I was building out the SEO for our actual website. It created a report basically for SEO and AEO analysis, giving us some current rankings of what's working, telling us where there's a gap. So it looks like in terms of AI answers, best way to learn no-code app building, best way to learn AI, we're not appearing in those. So that's an opportunity. It looked up the competitive landscape, talked about some quick wins. So push near miss page 1 keywords up, and then some content gaps. So best tool for use case, top of funnel learning queries, comparison pages versus status quo. These are great recommendations, actually. Now, I don't know if I am going to want to have Ploy actually do this. And also, I have my own code base, so I'm not sure if Ploy can connect to that or if I would need to fully build it in Ploy and switch my site over to Ploy. But these are great recommendations that I can put into Codex, which is connected to my code base, and have it start building out based on these recommendations. So just based on that, I think it's cool. It says it wants to start with the base 44 versus Lovable comparison page. So yeah, why don't we have it create that just so we can see what it's going to put together. So it's going to do that. And then I'm really curious to see what it's going to do in terms of the other suggestions, like improving the design or improving the conversion-based copy. So it created this page. Let's see what it did. Base 44 versus Lovable. It used the same design style. It has a nice table. Which one should you actually pick? It has kind of our CTA, and then a base 44 versus Lovable FAQ. And then rather we just build it, it has the project EP build offer that we offer on No Code MBA. Interesting. Okay, so I would say it's not bad. I don't know if it has enough content to rank on Google search, but maybe it's optimizing for more I search and just getting the keywords in the table and more of on a question-based basis. So the design looks really good. On the content side, I'm not 100% sure, but it could be worth testing. So it's interesting. So it says publish. So take it live on our domain, keep iterating on this page, build another comparison page. I'm actually really curious what it means by live on our domain. If I click that, is it going to give me the option to merge this into my code base? I don't really know exactly what it thinks here. Okay, yeah. So what it's saying is once we would add a custom domain to the project, we would basically be hosting it here on Ploy. So yeah, we wouldn't be, this would be building it on Ploy, not, I don't know if there's a way right now to sync this to my current code base. Not that it would be able to be synced, but connected or somehow have my, Codex or Claude Code rebuild this on our own code base. Not totally sure. So this might be more if you want to replace your site and host it on Ploy, which could be a really cool option if you're thinking of this as a Webflow alternative, basically. I think this is just such a good idea also. I've been thinking a lot myself about business opportunities around this and being able to have a really, really nicely designed AI specifically for websites because not everyone needs to necessarily build a full stack app and just building a website. And something optimized around that for SEO, I think is really, really cool. Okay, so let me say, I'm going to skip that for now. I'm going to say, let's get back to the other priorities, like improving the design of the site. Because I'm really curious what it's going to come up with. Because I think my site looks pretty good. So I'm curious what it's going to say, we can do to make it even better. So it says, based on an audit from earlier, there's 3 things: muted text contrast, section spacing consistency, and the testimonial rail. So why don't we do muted text contrast first? So I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe that's the subheaders here that it's talking about. So while that's working, I just went back to the dashboard here, and we can see it's creating a dashboard of things that we can do. So just right off the bat, I'm seeing, okay, add a password to secure our account, complete the social preview tags, build 2 more AEO comparison pages, turn comparison search traffic into memberships via inline tool to course conversion funnel, Lovable versus Boldest trending. So create a page on that. That's really interesting to see kind of this, almost like this marketer, AI marketer inside our dashboard that, we can say, okay, we want to do this, let's run it. And I think we can run multiple at a time. So why don't we try that? Like, let's say I want to run this Ploy. So now under Ploys, it's going to act on that proactive workspace recommendation and start building. And then I can go to Ploys and we can see we have 2 running right here. We have the get started one. So now it's, doing that muted improvement that we talked about, but it's also going to work on this comparison traffic sprint. And that's where I think this is really powerful, is this ability to build out your site and not think of our site as just a static thing, but think of it as kind of an ongoing improving content site by creating these additional pages. The playbooks, this is also really interesting. So, or a ploy book, as they called it. So let's see, this looks like we can create our own by basically describing it, or under templates, we can create, okay, so like optimize above the full content. That's really interesting. Analyze web traffic and viewer engagement. And if we click on these, I assume it's basically like a skill. You could think of it kind of like an AI skill that's, telling us exactly what to do. So if I would click try, that's going to create a new ploy. And now it's going to work on that ploy as well. So now we have sites. We can see no code MBA was created by default. Why don't we create another one? So I'm going to really try out and push this to the limit a little bit here and experiment with you as I'm building this out. So, okay, I can create a brand new site. So why don't I say make a landing page for a new product offering consulting for businesses. And let's see what it creates. I'm just curious, like, is it going to use the no code MBA no code MBA design style? But yeah, so it's going to ground it in the existing design system. And this is now another ploy. So it's going to create that as a ploy. And if I go to sites, now there's 2 sites that it's going to be creating. Assets, we can see all of the images. Really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, like I actually just made a video about converting my site from Webflow to code using AI. And now I have my own code base. And that you do have to be a bit more technical to do that. But if I were starting from scratch, maybe I would recommend people build their site with Ploy, or something like Ploy, so that you have like the power of AI, but kind of the flexibility of more of like a no-code tool. Under docs, we can see the things that the agent has access to. So it looks like, okay, reference, design analysis, SEO analysis, workspace memory, brand guidelines. And I wonder what the pricing is. So far, I'm doing it completely for free. I haven't even entered in my credit card. So I guess right now they're just letting people try it out. So I'm curious, even under account settings, do they give you a way to pay? Maybe not right now. So maybe right now you can't even pay. Maybe if I go to the site, if I want to like publish it. And this is also, okay, this is interesting. So in the site, you're going to get some analytics, submissions. So it's kind of like, it's like tools like Base44 and Lovable, but you build websites as well. And I think a lot of people are converging on this, but Ploy's angle is just very specific for the website building side of things, and they're not even focused on apps at all. Can I add a domain? Okay, so I finally got to pricing. We've got the free plan, 1,000 credits a day. I don't know how many credits I've used so far, but it hasn't stopped me yet. Then there's more credits for starter. And then also that's when you want to start adding a custom domain and some other integrations. And okay, this was my other question is it looks like on Pro, you do have the GitHub sync, so you're not locked into the platform. Otherwise, it looks like you are locked into the platform if you're only on starter. So if I go to billing, can I see how much it costs? Okay, here we go. So I use 904 of my 1,000 credits. So actually not bad for a daily limit. Like we got pretty far, but on the free plan, they only give you 3,000 lifetime. So it's actually kind of interesting model here where you get to try it out pretty generously per day, but you're going to run out in 3 days. So let's click upgrade and let's see what they're trying to charge you. Okay, so they want to charge $50 a month for starter for 4,000 credits. And let's see for Pro what they're going to charge. $300 a month for Pro. Okay, so not cheap at all, but you are getting quite a bit for your money in terms of the credits, I guess. 4,000 credits a month. So I just used up 924. So for $50 a month, that's actually not a lot. It actually is a bit expensive. I imagine they're probably using pretty powerful models because they want the results to be good. And I think that is important for tools like this to use pretty powerful models, but there are more and more good open source models coming out. There was just a new open source model from GLM 5.2 that just came out that's supposed to be, I haven't had the chance to test it out yet, but the benchmarks are like as good as Opus, but for way less expensive. So that could, I wonder how that's going to impact pricing for all these types of tools. But okay, so if I'm on starter and I do 16,000 credits a month, that is 200. So yeah, it's not cheap. It's definitely not a cheap tool, but I think they're really positioning this as like a professional, high quality tool. So let's go back to our ploys and let's see if they're all finished. So it updated the design here. So it looks like, yeah, it was just making this a little bit darker, which I think that was an improvement, actually. I'm going to make that improvement on my own site. So let's do that. Now, again, what is the difference between this? They're just asking Claude Code the same kind of questions. Is this more of a prompting help? Is it that it's an all-in-one platform? I think that's really the value you get here is it's an all-in-one platform with kind of a lot of tooling built around a website, especially if you're not an expert at building websites. This is just going to do all of that for you, the structure around it to make sure that everything's done correctly. So let's see in terms of the work around the tool comparison search traffic. So let's see what it did. Okay, so it's asking us questions. Is the primary goal paid membership or email first nurture? Okay, to denote affiliate links, quiz on Ploy, embedded in Webflow or fully inside Webflow. Let's skip that for now. I want to see the result of the other pages it created. So it made an AI consulting page. It says we don't pitch AI, we ship it. Book a strategy call, so it has a header. What we do, AI MVP builds, workflow automation, internal AI strategy, from idea to shipped product in 4 steps. It's definitely not bad. I think that it's a little simple and like there are some bugs, like this button should probably be a different color in the background because it's not visible, but it does match the design of the site really nicely. And I could see iterating on this and getting it to what we want pretty quickly. So overall, really not bad. And then here on the hero conversion surgery, where it's going to improve our copy, I see there's questions to ask. Something that would be nice actually is if like I'm on Ploy, if on the bottom right, it was like, hey, here's some questions we need to answer, especially if you have multiple going at once so that I don't have to come back and see, oh, it didn't actually start. So let's say, how should I improve the hero? Swap in a real product in action visual. Just set up the headline A/B test. Do both. So why don't we just say headline A/B test for now? And that's also really interesting is that if it can do A/B testing and it has that built on its own, that's a pretty cool feature on its own. Okay, so I'm out of credits for the day. We already talked about upgrading. So I'll stop there. Let me know in the comments what you think. Gary Tan really hyped this up. I actually do like it a lot. I would say there's a lot of potential here. I think that the market they're going after is really interesting, helping in terms of just like very specific into the building like really nicely designed sites, I think is really cool. I wish I was able to build like a website from scratch and see kind of what it came up with instead of just editing my own. So that would be the next thing I'd want to try maybe tomorrow when my free credits refresh. But overall, I think there's a lot of promise here. And this is a direction of an AI product that I think is really needed and interesting. So let me know in the comments again what you think, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more free content like this. Things are changing so quickly in the AI world, so I'm doing my best to keep you updated, test new products, and share things with you as I learn them. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.